Hello, this is Tola from Trifold Productions with another Blender quick tip. And in this quick tip, I'm going to show you how you can fill a glass or a container with liquid fairly easily by using the Liquifeel, kind of a tongue twister, Liquifeel Addon. It's not a free add-on, it's around $20, but for what it can do, it's a complete time saver. And it gets you some pretty excellent results. Now it's only for Blender 4.2 and 4.1. I'm using 4.1 myself. And it renders out in cycles only, not in Eevee so much. I'll leave a link of it below the video so you can download it yourself and check it out. But the installation process is still the same. Click on Edit, Preferences, Install, navigate to the zip file, click on that, and click on Install Add-on. Let me type part of the name in. There it is, put a check in the box and it's activated. And it's on the right hand side of the UI, which is the toolbar for Blender. And it's right here. It's a pretty simple setup initially, but as you add liquid to your objects, the parameters increase. Now, a couple of things you have to keep in mind with this is your graphics card doesn't have to be extremely strong, but just strong enough because it is simulating liquid. And it's not even a simulation. It's almost like it's just a texture, so to speak. I can't really explain it how it works, but I'm going to showcase it right now. Now, it does come with 3D assets. You can use or make one yourself, a container yourself, but I've seen with that it does cause some issues with causing Blender to freeze up and crash actually. So the best bet is to actually just stick with the assets that the add-on comes with. And once again, to keep in mind also is that when you create a container yourself, let me show you what you should do. Let's use this cube as an example. And let's say we want this cube to be like a paint bucket. We're just going to keep the size the same. And we're going to press tab on our keyboard to go into edit mode. Click on face select, left click on that top part and click delete. From the pop-up menu, click on faces. And let's get out of edit mode by pressing tab again on our keyboard. And we're going to go to our modifier tab here. Click on add modifier, go to generate, and then click on solidify. Now, you have to have a container or your object in Blender has to have some kind of thickness to it. That's why we're using the solidify modifier, or else this add-on won't work. Now, we can bump up the thickness here a few times, and then click on, with that cube selected, click on Fill Active Object, and it fills it. Only problem is when you use your container by yourself, you create one by yourself, if you go to the viewport and then you change it to cycles, let's change this to cycles right now. It's an Eevee now. Click this on cycles from CPU to GPU. For the viewport render, let's click on there, change it to 1 to 8 because that's all the samples that you actually need. And then you want to view it in the viewport. When you do that, it will show the liquid, but as soon as you try to change it to a different preset liquid, Blender will just freeze up completely. It would not respond at all. So the best bet to use when it comes to using the Liquifeel add-on is the assets that it comes with. Now let's delete this cube here, and we're going to dive into the add-on itself. Now, as I mentioned, it comes with containers itself. So let's click on this option here, 3D assets. Let's click on that. And it's got like 20 different containers. It's got glasses, bottles, bowls, and they're all glass, which is great. So you can see through them. And let's choose the beer mug and add assets to 3D cursor. Let's zoom in on our mug here, view, frame selected, and pivot around there. We have our mug there, and we've already set our parameters for cycles, optimize it, and let's view it in cycles by clicking on that icon there. we can see what the liquid looks like. Now with our glass selected, the next step to do is go to geometry. Left click on there because that's where the options for the liquid, adding the liquid presets is going to appear. So let's click on fill active object, and it gives us this kind of milk substance here. And to change the color of the liquid or to choose a preset, click on shading, left click on that. And there are options when it comes to shading, two basic options to recipient and to liquid. When it's a recipient, it means the glass itself or the container itself. You can change the color of that. But right now we're just going to focus on the liquid. So click on to liquid. And this changes here. For the shader library, it's got three options: solids, liquids, and scene materials. But we're going to stick with liquids. And click on shade active, and now it turns into water. That's the first preset that comes up. But when you click on that thumbnail, you have other options here, which would be rose wine, tomato juice, unfiltered beer, whiskey. Let's click on the strawberry shake. And there we go. And it comes with that foam at the top. Some of them have foam and some of them don't. Let's click on one that has foam at the top. Right now it's the strawberry shortcake, which has kind of foam and ice cream throughout the liquid. Left click on that option again. Now let's click on beer. And you can see now the contrast between the foam at the top, which is like a light brown, and the darker option at the bottom, or the texture at the bottom, which is the color of the beer. Now you can scroll down here. You can change the carbonated appearance of the beer. Carbonation is the bubbles in there. The quality, the size of it. You can deactivate the foam by clicking on that checkbox. It deactivates it. Click back on the checkbox. You can increase the size of the foam too. The foam displacement can be activated. You can have those changes there. Now with some of these liquids, you have the option to change the color of the liquid. Some of them you don't. With the beer, you can't change the color. If we scroll up and click on that thumbnail again, let's click on blueberry juice. Let's see if you have the option to change the color there. Well, that is also set when it comes to the color of the texture. Let me try to pick one. Let's click on black tea. Okay, there. Now the black tea, we have that option to change the color of the black tea. You can left click in that bar there, turn it to like a reddish color or greenish color. You can see it's changing. Let's kind of make our viewport a little bit brighter. Click on our world option there. Click in that tab there and let's brighten it up so you can really see the changes that we're making when it comes to the color. And there you go. It does quite a bit of things when it comes to the liquid application, which is great. You can also increase the level of the liquid. That parameter option is right here. Let's left click and drag. And that makes the beer much more, or the liquid in there much more. So this add-on is pretty good. It's pretty nice. And one thing I want to showcase is the fact that when you tilt the container, the liquid tilts as well. So I'm going to press 1 on my keyboard, and with the beer container selected, I'm going to click on my pivot gizmo or rotate gizmo, left click on that, and watch what happens to the liquid as I turn it from right to left. Let's go to the right side first. Left click and drag on that outer white circle, and look at the liquid. It's pivoting or moving with the glass, which is impressive. I don't know if anyone out there has actually created a liquid inside of a container before, but I've done that a good amount of times, and it's a pain in the butt to do. This makes the option of having liquid in glass so much easier and so much more convenient. And there's one other thing I want to kind of point out. It's just the fact that the developer of the add-on really paid a lot of attention to detail. Now, if we scroll back up here, let's let me see. There's a feature in here that, okay, it's the geometry of the liquid. Let's click on that. Now, if you look inside the meniscus, let's zoom in onto our glass here. Scroll up and tilt it. Now, if you look on the edge right here, there's a little lip right here that kind of simulates how a liquid interacts with glass when a liquid is inside of a glass. Right now, it has a concave meniscus, which means that there's a lip here that curves upward onto the side of the glass. You can change that by clicking in that option and turn it to convex. And now it's more of a bubble. You can see that the lip is gone. It's smoother. So it's like little things like that that help with the realism of the add-on and of the liquid inside the glass. So yeah, it's a pretty nifty add-on, and it does a really great job of simulating liquid inside of a glass with the foam and everything. And like I mentioned before, all the shader that it comes with, some you can change the color, some you can't, but they all work great. And one more thing I want to showcase before I end the tutorial is I can add condensation to the outside of the containers. And that option is right here. Left click on that and click on add condensation. Give it a few minutes and look at that. Look at all the condensation. You can increase density and the scale of the condensation, increase it or decrease it. It's up to you. And there are options for a cold drink glass and a hot drink glass because it's all different. So yeah, the Liquifeel add-on, great add-on. It's not too pricey. It's like $20, but it does a great job for what it's supposed to do. And that's today's Blender quick tip, the Liquifeel add-on. And then when it comes to the foam, for some of the liquid, you can increase the foam and decrease. I think I mentioned that before, but I'm just kind of hyped up about the add-on because it's a time saver, big time. And that's today's Blender quick tip, the Liquifeel add-on. Hopefully you guys will download it and try it for yourselves. And remember to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one. All right, adios.